Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the weekly Tottenham news review. I'm Lee The Dorset Spur and I'm here to talk about some of the rumours and some of the stories that have occurred over the last 7 days. So, yet again, been a really positive week for Tottenham, hasn't it? You can't really complain as a Tottenham fan, can you, at the moment? It feels very, very different and feels like we're heading in the right direction for sure. Let's start off. Let's talk about that draw at Brighton. Really disappointing because I think we were on the up, controlling the game, really looking good in that, and of course then get caught by a breakaway goal. Really well taken breakaway goal. To be fair, that the player was in a really good position between the two defenders and used his pace to get ahead of that and slot the ball in the back of the net. So yeah, bit of a blow, that one, early in the game, and I thought, oh, here we go, this is Brighton. We do tend to have a bit of a problem with that team. We do tend to struggle slightly with them. So yeah, interesting to see that go in like that and kind of how you were feeling about it. Of course, then when you're hit with the thunder strike to take you to 2-0, all your worst fears come out and that's it. So I was really, really disappointed and really worried about their game. But this is Tottenham Hotspur. This is Tottenham Hotspur under Thomas Frank. And this is a team that seems to have a bit more of a winning mentality, keen to grind out a result. And so they kept going. They put their heads down. They kept working, and of course got their just rewards. Nice to see Richarlison get back on the score sheet. Bit of a sloppy goal, to be fair. It was a bit fortuitous because it was played at him rather than to him. He managed to control it and then hit it against the goalkeeper. So not a clean strike, but I'll take that all day long. Absolutely take that all day long. And then, of course, the second one comes from an own goal, which is not nice for the home team, but brilliant for us later on in the game, from a cross from Kudus, who again continues to play very, very well for us and earning his money and his status. So yeah, really, really happy with that. And I think Frank kind of sums it up really with how he felt that the performance was good and that we'd done everything we needed to do and we had that mentality. So started off on a really good positive, really happy with that. And of course then we move on to the Carabao Cup because we're now in this cycle of 2 games a week. And we were all wondering how Thomas Frank was going to manage that in terms of rotation of the squad. And of course, we see that he had to rotate a fair bit there. Couple you kind of expected, we expected maybe Kinsley to come in. He needs some game time. He's a decent keeper. You need to keep him interested. Kudus needed a break. We've been heavily reliant on him. So in came Brennan Johnson. Oda Bear comes in on the left-hand side, who is, gradually working his way into the squad as well, with Xavi moving more centrally, which is what we've been calling out for and what we've really wanted over since he turned up. Kolo Muani still injured with his dead leg, which is a bit of a concern, the fact that he's not able to get out there and start showing us anything that he's got. So we were reliant on Matisse Tell, who unfortunately had, a difficult game. We have to say it's clear to me that his confidence is an all-time low, and so getting on his back and giving him stick is probably not the answer. You can see the endeavour, you can see the work rate, you can see the desire. It's just the end product is just not coming. So it'll be interesting to see how Thomas Frank deals with that. He's been very positive about him, talking him up and saying the right things to give the player that confidence to kind of move forward. So yeah, it was a difficult game for him. Bit of a shock with Paulina going in at centre-back alongside Kevin Danso, who continues to step in and step up whenever he plays. I did think it was going to be Archie Gray, if I'm honest, with obviously the injuries that we've got to centre-backs and the fact that we needed to rest Romero and Van der Ven. So it's interesting really to see Paulinho go in that role. Did okay in there. We didn't really struggle, but this is a League One side and maybe you can take a bit more of a risk in that respect. But I thought we played well for most of the game. First half we were better. Second half I felt that Doncaster really tried to show some real quality, and I thought they did. Some of their passing was really good. They went long, they went short, they popped it around. They did cause us some problems. Kinski having to pull off one very, very good save, which could have been slightly embarrassing and made things a bit jittery, maybe around the fan base for sure. But yeah, overall we controlled the game, and on a balance of it, obviously we come away winners. Paulinho scoring a great overhead kick, which was really interesting to see, and he continues his fine form for Tottenham, and then of course we get the own goal from Odebear, trickery round the left, fizzes a ball in, and the defender can't get out of the way, and it's in the back of the net. For me, Johnson had probably his best game for a while. Lots of criticism for him has always been, if he doesn't score, he doesn't do anything. You do need players to score, just putting it out there. So I thought he played particularly well. I thought he really went at the players. He really worked hard. He put some crosses in, a couple of really good ones for Tell that just didn't work. More due to Tell than Johnson. And of course, right at the end, he manages to pop up and get that third goal and really kill the game off. So really, really positive from that point of view. Great to see, a nice 3-0 win. And we continue our winning form, only losing one game so far this season, touch wood. That's always a positive thing. And in terms of goals conceded, I think we've still only got 3 conceded so far this season. So that's all really, really positive news. And you think to yourself, okay, we move on now. Wolves this weekend. I'll be at the game. Disappointing that it's an 8 o'clock kickoff, because that's going to mean a 2 o'clock in the morning arrival home for us in the South Dorset Spurs. But it is what it is. TV controls football, and we all have to jump to its tune. But yeah, we'll be there. Be an interesting game. Be a difficult game, I think. I know they've got off to a really bad start, but this is Wolves. They have great support. They always bring good support down. And I think they'll turn up. I think they'll really put us under the screws. I think this is going to be a lot more difficult than people are predicting. But we'll see. I'm confident that we can get a win, but I don't think it's going to be a resounding win. I think it's going to be a drawn-out win where we may even concede a couple of goals in it. But we'll see. We'll see. We could come out on top absolutely and smash them to bits. If we get an early goal, it could kill their confidence and really give us something to go at. Of course, we then got to play on Tuesday, a difficult away game all the way in the Arctic Circle, so there'll probably be some changes for that one as well, where Frank needs to rotate this squad slightly. So with some players coming back, so rumours are, or we've kind of seen a few videos of Dragushin, Takai, Solanke all back in training. So that's real positive news to see that. I think it gives us an opportunity maybe for Solanke to get back in the team for sure. And potentially, if need be, we can make a couple of changes at the back if it really, really calls for it. I'm hoping that it doesn't. It depends on how both Romero and Van der Ven are training currently and how they are feeling in themselves. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of comes out of that. But yeah, I'm confident that Frank knows what he needs to do to sort that out in the short term and kind of progress us forward. So a difficult place to go in the week, but if you wanna progress, then you have to play these games. And of course, getting off to a good start against Villarreal has kind of helped us because we've already got 3 points in the bag. But let's say the positive news is Dragushin, Takai, Solanke all back in training. And of course, Frank did give us a hint that even Kulu may be back before the end of the year, which would be a massive, massive boost for us. Give us an opportunity to have someone who can be, go into that 10 if it's not working for Xavi, or he can go out on the right if it's not working for Kudos. It gives us so many more options, and he is a real quality player. So I'd be absolutely chuffed to bits to see him come back into the squad. Of course, there is there's a couple more rumours, but there is one more rumour that's really interesting about squad size and squad depth, and that is the big rumour about Harry Kane being available at the end of the season to come back, provided he says to Bayern Munich that he wants to leave in January. Okay. You tell me a football team that would not want Harry Kane, the best striker in the world at the moment, in their team. And what a player, what a benefit he would be to us, considering the options we've got now, with Solanke as his backup maybe, and players like, Xavi being able to give him that service, not having to go so deep. Kudos putting those crosses in that we know that Harry Kane would thrive on. That would be an absolute fantastic signing if we could get that happen again. Will he come back? I don't know. Levy going, that's got to be a big positive. Can we get Champions League football again next season? Because that's where he really wants to go. If he doesn't win it this year with Bayern Munich, he may look to go somewhere else where he gets more of a chance of winning it. So I guess we'll just have to see how that rumour pans out in the longer term. And then the final rumour I just kind of wanted to talk about, and it's one that's kind of broken over the last day or so. Lots of people talking about it last night. I'm sure Chris has been talking about it as well, is the talk of a takeover. So apparently there is a 12-person consortium from the US, including a tech entrepreneur, a DJ, and so on, that are looking to buy Tottenham for something like £3.3 billion, with another 1.2 billion aside for signings, for wages, and all that kind of stuff. Okay, lots of sources talking about it, so it does feel like there are legs in it. The Lewis family and ENIC are saying that they've had no bid, that Tottenham isn't for sale, and they're not looking to sell anyway. But again, you can't kind of turn that away, turn a blind eye to it. Seems to be gaining a little bit of momentum. I say sometimes these things happen out of the blue and we don't know about them. It was a big surprise when Levy left. The Xavi Siemens signing was another one that came out of the blue. These kind of things just seem to happen in the dark, behind closed doors, where people don't really tell us what's going on. So it'll be interesting to see that. We'll keep our eyes peeled and see where we go. But it'll be interesting to see. I think ENIC have gone so far with it, unless they're prepared to really push the boat out, then it feels like the natural next step for a club like Tottenham to be able to compete at the highest level, to move on. So anyway, we'll keep our eyes peeled on that. That's all from me. Thanks for watching. As always, I'm going to say it, please do consider subscribing to Chris's channel. We're up to 190,000 subscribers, which is fantastic. But of course, the more subscribers you get, the more opportunity you get to spread the word and build this brilliant channel. If you don't already know, Chris has been nominated for 4 awards in the Content Creators Awards. So if you'd like to go over to that and give him a vote, I'm sure he'll be more than happy to receive those. 4 categories is pretty amazing, and good work from Chris to get there. From my point of view, please feel free to like this video. Leave some comments in the comment section to let us know what you're feeling about any of those stories. And of course, I'll see you on the next one. Up the Spurs.